What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Unlimited Podcast, where we help you maximize your creativity. I'm Izzy Lemons. Let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Unlimited Podcast, where our goal is to help you maximize your creativity. I am your host, Izzy Lemons. If it's your first time listening, I want to say welcome to the Unlimited family. I promise it's not going to feel like a waste of time. You're going to leave here with something for your creative journey. If it's your second, third, or even 18th time, I want to say welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us and tuning in. For all you first timers, as a brief introduction, my name is Izzy. I've been a creator for over 14 years, and I had reached a point in my life where everything came crashing down because I didn't know who I was or what my purpose was. But now I run this thing called Unlimited Artistry, where we help you maximize your creativity by helping you understand your purpose, uncover your creative identity, and uncap your creative potential. We do all of this to reach a state of unlimited artistry, which is using our creative gifts in the way that our creator intended for us. So if that interests you, stick around for the rest of the episode. Unlimited Artistry exists to connect creatives to their purpose. One of the resources that we have available to you as a creative is the Creative Collective. The Creative Collective is a community forum just for you as a creative to engage in conversation on creativity and purpose regarding your creative gifts. The Creative Collective is a great way to connect with other creatives on the same journey. It's a great place to share experiences, ask questions, and even talk about the things that affect you as a creative. So what are you waiting for? Join the conversation today. You can visit our website, unlmtdartistry.com/creative collective. Another thing, maybe as a creative, you feel like you have something to say to the world. What better time to start a podcast than now? So since you're a part of the Unlimited family, I have to hook you up with an amazing partner. It's called Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout has amazing resources to help you get your podcast out to the masses. They have plenty of resources that help you from the start of your podcast, from picking your subject and topic to the distribution of your podcast to all the major streaming platforms. Like I said, since you're a part of the Unlimited family, I got to make it a little bit sweet for you. If you click the link in the description of this episode, you can sign up for a paid account, and on your second month, you'll get a $20 gift card to Amazon. And who doesn't love Amazon? The great thing about this deal is that you're getting just about 80% back of what you originally spent to put out your podcast. So don't wait, don't miss out. And as a matter of fact, this is a great way to support Unlimited Artistry. Look, to stay connected to everything we have available just for you, you can follow us on Instagram at Unlimited Artistry. You can follow us on TikTok at Unlimited Artistry. And you can visit our website, unlmtdartistry.com. One thing you may or may not know about Unlimited Artistry is that music production is a big part of our foundation. And this is why we've started the Unlimited Production segment. On each episode, we take a look at a track that Unlimited Artistry has produced and tell the story. We do this for educational purposes, so please feel free to join the Creative Collective and ask questions. This week, we'll be focusing in on the remix of Remote Control from my upcoming project, Inspired by Donda.
Take it to the night like a stroll. Taking me to court like paparazzi sleeping my door. I just thought that you should know. I get frozen like the dog. Don't you freeze up on the pole. It's on remote control, like a sneaky go. He got it in the final moments, and Twilight in again. He got it on my other crown. Have another laugh. Pop on and stand. Twilight in the man. Got it on remote control.
This track was one of the most fun to produce. Unlimited Artistry completely produced, mixed, and mastered this track. I'm going to explain a little bit about the project itself, just to give you a bit of understanding. I've been a huge fan of Kanye West for longer than I can remember. Kanye is one of my favorite creatives, like, of all time, and his work completely inspires me. I've always had this curiosity of what it would sound like if I were to produce certain Kanye songs. So when the stem player was released, I bought it and promised myself that I would use it for a productive purpose. So Inspired by Donda is me taking the acapellas from my favorite Kanye songs off of his most recent Donda album and recreating the musical background for these songs. This version of Remote Control kind of takes a pop, funk, disco, modern twist on Prince, Timbaland, and Ian Kirkpatrick, who produces a lot for Dua Lipa, Charli XCX, and the Chainsmokers. My favorite parts of this record are like the groove, the guitars and bass together, and definitely the panning and all the ear candy things that are going on. A few fun facts about this song. Number one, the drums have no compression on them. The only compression hitting the drums is what's on the master bus. I think they sound pretty tight. Another fun fact, well, maybe not so fun, the original song is really slow. This is actually sped up, but usually when you listen to it, it just kind of feels like this anyway. It's all about the groove. The last fun fact, if you listen back to the original listening sessions, the part with Young Thug's vocoder wasn't originally in there. It was just his plain vocal. But if you listen to the acapella, his original vocal is pushed out to the sides in the reverb, and the vocoder is dead center in the middle. Very interesting. Look, again, we do this for educational purposes, so I'm gonna make a deal with y'all. Every Inspired by Donda track is posted only on YouTube. When each video hits 100 views, I'm gonna give y'all all the stems 100% free. So if you wanna dissect certain moments in the songs or how I did certain things, keep sharing the videos, keep watching the videos, and let's get to 100 views so that you can get every single file that's used in the song. Ready, set, go. You can visit our website if you would like unlimited artistry to help you bring your musical vision to life. We provide mixing, mastering, music production, and guitar tracking. Start as soon as today. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. For today's topic, we're talking about something that many creatives have a dream of. Many creatives spend a lot of their life and a lot of their time trying to reach this point. What am I talking about? I'm talking about monetizing your creative gifts. I think it's completely reasonable to have a desire to do what you love every single day and be able to do that to pay your bills. But I think most people don't realize how much of a reality it can be. Some of us have settled into working regular 9-to-5s, which is not bad, but not everyone is meant to work a 9-to-5, just like not everyone is meant to be self-employed. There's a place and a purpose for everyone. Some people may be stronger visionaries, and others may be stronger supporters or builders for somebody else's vision. And sometimes this even changes seasonally. So don't get too caught up in the label. All right, I'm done cleaning all this up. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 important things that I've learned when monetizing my creative gifts. I'm thankful to be able to say that I am a full-time musician and business owner. Is it a dream come true? Absolutely. Is it hard? Heck yeah. But is it worth it? Even more. In no way am I an expert, but I want to share the wisdom that I've gained from my wins and my mistakes so that you don't have to go through them yourself. So let's get into it. The first thing I've learned throughout this entire process is that you have to have a useful skill. Listen closely. There is no one that will use their money to pay for something that they don't want or need. The great part about this is that if you're listening to this podcast, there's probably something you're really good at, and it's probably a creative skill. There is a community of people that are willing to pay for your service, your art, whatever your creativity produces. Let's take a couple steps back. Have you uncovered your creative identity? Do you understand what makes you different from the other creatives in the world? Do you have a grasp on that skill that was placed in you that no one else can replicate the way that you do it? There's a strong chance that this is the skill that you can monetize. A great starting question would be, what do you have or do that people need? Whatever it is, it should be something that contributes to the lives of others. We can pull this from 1 Peter chapter 4, Verse 10 says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. As we use our gifts, they're meant to be given. There should be some sort of benefit or gaining from those on the receiving ends of our gifts and skills. This is a great place to start to figure out whether the skill or gift you possess is something that you can effectively monetize. Another great question to ask is, has it been done before? Is there an example or almost like a preset or a template that I can follow to be able to monetize this specific skill? Be careful not to get caught up in trying to reinvent the wheel, but figure out what works and do that. Earlier in my creative journey, I began to identify the skills that I possessed, and even as I learned new ones, and figured out how to monetize those. After learning to play guitar, I started taking gigs and being able to perform at other people's events and shows. This was an easy way for me to monetize my guitar skills. Later down the line, even briefly into the pandemic, I was able to teach guitar lessons through Zoom. Later, as I began to grow as a creative and get into creating more music and being able to create tracks, I started producing the music of artists that I knew. Eventually, that led me to being able to charge for the music that I created. Shortly after that, I began to learn to record vocals and mix audio. This came from the need of the artists that I was working with to be able to record their vocals and have their music mixed for an affordable cost in one place. Eventually, I became a one-stop shop for all the people that I worked with. These were all ways that I figured out how to monetize the skills that I possessed. I hope these examples help you kind of get a feel for what you may be able to do. So, the first important thing when monetizing your creativity is to find your skill. The second important thing that I've learned when monetizing my creativity has been to go at my own pace. One thing that I've learned for certain is that unhealthy comparison will kill you. It will take you off your journey. It'll keep you off course, and it's a distraction. Others can certainly serve as inspiration for our journey, but to set a goal based on somebody else's life, accomplishments, accolades, whatever, can tend to be unhealthy. I think a healthier version of this type of comparison comes when you have a mentor. A mentor is someone who is ahead of you in regards to the vision for your life that you have given permission to speak into and influence your direction. A mentor actually serves as a really great pacemaker. They can help guide you with advice and help you gain a healthy perspective for your vision. Another key to setting your own pace is defining success. I'm going to use an illustration. When you have somewhere to go but don't know how to get there, you're going to pull out your GPS. When you pull out the GPS, it asks you for your destination. The GPS starts with where you want to go. If you don't have a destination set, the GPS can't help you. Another thing about setting a destination in the GPS, it has to be specific. There has to be a specific address associated with this location. If you want to go to a park, you can't just type in the park down the street. The GPS needs a specific location to instruct you on how to get there. For your success, it's important that you start with defining what success looks like for you. You have to define success for yourself. Otherwise, the world will define it for you. Ask yourself, what are you doing this for? Set a marker or drop a pin and set your destination. Maybe success looks like a specific number to you, or a specific amount of clients, or a certain amount of sales, or even freedom in your schedule. Maybe success looks like more time for your creativity and less time building something that won't benefit you in the future. Whatever it is, you are responsible for setting that line for yourself. Others cannot define success for you because you'll be chasing their dream on their journey. Have you ever searched your GPS for Santa's workshop at the North Pole? Well, the only thing that comes up is an amusement park in Wilmington, New York. Another thing about a GPS, the destination has to be realistic. It's important that our goals and our visions are realistic so that we can actually achieve them. To set an effective goal, the goal has to be attainable. It's highly unlikely that you'll meet a first month sales goal of $1 million for your guitar pick company. That's probably not going to happen. When defining success for yourself, it's actually a great idea to present this to your mentor. Again, they can help you gain a realistic and healthy perspective of your vision. Hey, maybe your vision of success is based on your mentor's lifestyle. This would be a great case because they can walk you through the possibilities of how to accomplish that. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 22 says, "Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisors, they succeed." Hebrews chapter 13 verse 7 says, "Remember your leaders, those who spoke to you the word of God. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith." As you find counsel through your mentors and set realistic goals, you will see some progress on your journey. And speaking of which, when it's time to go. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty." Let's look back at that illustration. When we put a destination into our GPS, the GPS presents us with multiple routes, different ways that we can go to get to that destination. This part of that journey is all about taking quality steps, not just doing the absolute most and appearing to be busy. When running this race, you want to get your feet on the actual ground and not spend most of your time running on the treadmill. You have to make progress. As you understand the steps that it takes to reach that goal, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to miss a few, but it's okay. Keep moving forward. Small amounts of progress always do more than no movement at all. One verse that helps me daily to choose quality over quantity when it comes to my steps is Proverbs 16:3. It says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." I find that when I set my time in the morning aside to make sure that I'm focused in prayer, my days are a lot more productive and I do a lot less just busy work. When I keep my eyes on the plan that God establishes for me, my steps are ordered and I can be way more effective on the journey. When it comes to your focus, don't just do it for the money. You should have a passion for whatever skill you're trying to monetize. You should thoroughly enjoy what you're doing. It's important because there's going to be a time where it's not making you so much money and you're going to have to stay diligent. You're going to have to keep at it. Every decision you make should be influenced by your passion for what you're doing and the people on the receiving end of what you're doing. Let's face it, chasing money is an insatiable hunger that will never be satisfied. But let's say that it is. Say that you set your goal based on the financial gain that you can get from doing whatever it is. When that money finally comes because you set a realistic, attainable goal, the desire leaves, you stop, and then the money stops. I won't even go all the way into how this affects your reputation, but I'll just let the scripture do that. Let's look at Proverbs 22, verse 1. It says, "A good name is more desirable than great riches. To be esteemed is better than silver or gold." So the second important part of monetizing your creativity is being able to set your own pace by determining what success is to you, setting attainable, healthy goals, and choosing quality over quantity when it comes to the steps to get there. The third important thing to know when monetizing your creativity is to continue to learn and grow. As your skill elevates, your audience, your clients, and your environment elevate with you. We can see this in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29. It says, "Do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank." This makes perfect sense because as you learn more and grow in your field, you become a professional. Here's an objective question. If you were to be paid based on what you know, would you be paid as a beginner or as a professional? Learning and growing isn't just about your skill in your creative field. If you're monetizing your creativity, you should be learning about business and taxes and tax strategies and financial strategies, the technology involved in your field, and just general technology advancements that are happening, new info about your field, all that kind of stuff. Now, you don't have to be a pro at all these other things, but you should have some sort of knowledge about it to be able to function in that environment. Look, as your skills grow, as you learn more, your money grows with you. And let's face it, we're trying to monetize our creativity. The money has something to do with what we want. Look, there are plenty of resources available out there. There's YouTube, there's Skillshare, there's plenty of books and things on Audible that you can read and listen to. There's even an accredited online school called Upskillist that will get you certifications and diplomas in different areas. You have no excuse to not be learning something new and growing at least on a weekly basis. I have an opinion, and y'all can tell me if you agree with it or not. There's nothing more annoying than somebody who thinks they know everything. Let's clarify this. You will never know everything, so you should never stop growing. When it comes to the creative skill that you're monetizing, if you want to be compensated as a professional, it's crucial that you become an aggressive learner and that you become aggressive about growing. For me, I'm constantly on YouTube watching tutorials, growing in my knowledge. I'm even registered with Upskillist and I'm taking a few courses. I'm determined to stretch my mind as far as it can go and take in as much information as I possibly can. There are no exceptions in this world for the things that you don't know. If you're doing 50 in a 25 and an officer pulls you over and asks why you're speeding, the excuse of "I didn't know the speed limit" isn't gonna work. You will be held accountable even for the things that you don't know. But when you educate yourself, you're unstoppable. So go out, find more resources, gain more information, put more in your head, try new things, try new techniques, learn, expand. It is your key to your creative and financial growth. There's a principle that I believe speaks to this pretty well. It's called the law of the lid. Leadership expert Dr. John Maxwell says that leadership ability is the lid that determines a person's level of effectiveness. The lower an individual's ability to lead, the lower the lid on his potential. I believe that this also applies to our knowledge. The less we know, the less we can accomplish. So, the 3 important things to do and know as you monetize your creativity are to find your skill, go at your own pace, and continue to learn and grow. As you tackle these, you will see your creativity become uncapped like never before. You'll start to see the needle move when it comes to your creativity and even the money that comes from your creativity. It's important that you stay focused on this journey, and I've found that when you're in a community of people on the same road, it's easy to encourage each other and link arms with each other and keep each other pushing forward. That is why Unlimited Artistry has created the Creative Collective. It's a community forum where creatives can come together and engage in conversation on purpose regarding their creative gifts and creativity. It's the perfect place to ask questions, share experiences, and talk about what affects you as a creative. But most importantly, it's a community of people that want to see you win. Take the guesswork out and join the Creative Collective for a community of people that you know care for you. You can sign up today and join the conversation by visiting our website and clicking the Creative Collective tab. That has been our episode for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. To stay connected to all things Unlimited Artistry, you can follow us on Instagram at Unlimited Artistry. You can follow us on TikTok at Unlimited Artistry. And you can visit the website, which is UNLMTDartistry.com. Again, that's UNLMTDartistry.com. I told y'all I'm a musician. I gotta make it a little bit rhythmic. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting with you in the Creative Collective. I will see you next time.